So, I mentioned yesterday that I was going to uh, go on a fishing trip. So, buddy of mine, Freddie, and I, and possibly a couple other people, are going to head up to the Outer Banks. Yes, it's December, but we wanted to take a trip. I haven't been fishing in a long time, and I really want to. We went to my dad's to pick up some of our old gear, and Freddie's getting some of his brother's gear. Uh, so I found my old Shakespeare uh, ocean rig, and it it's not good. It's pretty bad actually. So what I'm gonna do, I figured I'd make a video taking it apart, um, using some WD-40 on some stuff to degrease, using some of my RC Udder butter, which is waterproof grease for other parts, and hopefully hopefully get it looking better. Um, so yeah, why don't you want me to take a look? So first off, let me show you how janky this light setup is. Let me raise this up a little bit. Yeah, that's a flashlight. But hey, it looked pretty good, so let's go with it. See how we do. Um, so this doesn't look too terribly bad. It's got some pretty nasty grease on it. So let's start by pulling the gear off. That O-ring looks pretty good. Let me actually put some WD-40 on here. Yes, I should probably be using gloves. Yes, my shirt has a hole in it. Yes, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I know this stuff's dirty. This is a Cow RC mat as well. The Udder butter is also Cow RC. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know RC is one of my likes. So I don't want this WD-40 to stay on the O-ring long. It's just a hard plastic. It's not rubber, so there should be no real problem with that. Gear, degrease it. That looks pretty good. Clean the grease off of this. Be easier to take the bell off, but yeah, let's do that. Let me pull that screw off. Maybe I can get. There it goes. Yeah, that's got some corrosion on it. So, when you go out saltwater fishing, clean your shit. This is my fault. I didn't clean this stuff. I'm not blaming my dad or my brothers for putting their stuff away with my stuff, which My fault. But, yeah, clean your shit. This is nasty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go put some gloves on. Thought I had gloves. Turns out I have glove. So that'll have to do. For the nasty stuff. But I have glove. You have glove? No corrosion on that ring. So that's good. That's not terrible. But look at that. It's all sand. It's all sand. The pin's still good. Before I put this back together, I'll take it outside and hit it with the air compressor. It looks better than I thought it would, though. So that's metal. So WD-40 protects against corrosion and rust and stuff like that. So like a little coating on the screws and stuff, I don't think's a bad thing. So the bell housing is pretty good. The bell itself looked pretty, to use a friend's phrase, janky. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to save it much. Hey Kenny, why are you using such a little piece of paper towel? I'm glad you asked. I won't waste so much. Coating a WD-40. That belt looks horrible. See where it's rubbed a lot. Man. Corrosion. That'll do. Oh, look at that. Sure am glad I put these gloves on. Yeah, I think that's I think the WD-40 is actually eating through those. Or maybe I'm just really rough. It is changing color. So yeah, maybe these weren't the best idea. You know what? Oh well. Ow. Well, that was sharp. On that little end of the spring there. So you can hear it. Oh, it's grinding. So looks like I am gonna have to get fully into it. Fully involved. So the reason I have this towel, I don't want to get WD-40 on this mat because it's a magnetic mat and I don't want to ruin it. But certainly want to pull this off without being able to do that, but no. Break it, you bought it, right? Goes there. It does this. There. There we go. Oh, hey. The janky spring came off. Now that does look like it has a rubber O-ring on it. And that O-ring is still secure. So I don't want to mess with it too much. Gloves are coming off. Glove. Alright. So now I'll just die from WD-40 poisoning. So that goes there. So yeah, that's pretty nasty. Not much to it, is there? It's a gear. Look at all that black that came out of there. It's pretty nasty. Hitting these with the air hose. Alright. Found out something while I was blowing this off. It was rust here that I didn't know was there. And that's not good. Oh, there's that. This was really tight. Now, nice and smooth. Okie dokie. So now, here's the fun part. Q-tips. Grease applicator. You'll notice this is pretty thick, and it's supposed to be. waterproof grease. It's pretty thick. I'm not packing grease in here. You don't need to pack waterproof grease. The gears will turn and will coat itself. Look how smooth that is. Alright, one down, one to go. Try not to get it on the shell. Alright, so that's greased, that's greased. And I'll grease that when I put that back on. That is not waterproof grease. That is crud that I missed. Darn it. Alright. That's better. Alright. So that is green grease. That is my grease. Alright. Yep. See how that's now green? And all of the teeth are coated? It's way better. Put a little bit more. There is more grease just because I know now what's being greased, what's turning, and I'll make it a little better. That's going to take a little while because it's still grinding. Apparently there was still some sand in there that I didn't get out all the way. But it's way better. So let's get this screwed back together. This one on. I believe yep. Fix that. tighten it by hand first. Then I can put this back on. That little screw. Very rarely do I wish that these were truly magnetic. It does happen. So that locks the nut in place. And we are working. Yeah, break that loose. Heck yeah. So, yeah, I was trying to break that loose for a while. That makes life a little easier, doesn't it? Why am I so excited? So this was supposed to be able to come free so that you can tilt that down and store your rod. But it wasn't. It was really bad, and I couldn't move it, and I couldn't get any WD-40 into the screw to break it free, so it wasn't working. Now it's working, which is a very good thing and made me very happy. Little things make me happy. Little victories. Breaking paint off, that's how badly it was corroded, and it's not a bad thing if it doesn't move, because it is a pain in the neck when you're reeling and make a mistake and get caught and you reel backwards and suddenly you've got to tighten the whole thing back up. But it's made to move, it should move. Doesn't move, it's broke. The reason you can take it off is if you're right-handed or left-handed. Right-handed, wrong-handed. My brother's left-handed, so I'm allowed to make that joke. Alright, screw this back in. Yeah, that's tight. You know what, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on it. Just a little bit. Just make it a little easier. Protect it a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. Heck yeah. Makes me happy. I don't know where I put that. There it is. Didn't go far. And this is just to protect that. Like I said, it's either left or right-handed. Funny story about the left or right-handed. So I told you my brother was left-handed. Is. I guess once you're left-handed, you always are. And my grandfather always picked on him. He was the only left-handed person in the family. He's one of the more creative people in the family. But one of the only left-handeds. And so when he'd cut a steak at dinner, if he cut it left-handed, holding the fork Yeah, hold a fork with your right hand and cut with the left. Grenada would eat that piece of steak. I'm gonna watch him. And my brother did it again. Granddaddy would eat the steak again. Eventually, he started cutting with his other hand. And my grandfather would say, you look pitiful cutting it with that hand. Oh, fun stuff. That goes there. Only goes one way. Yep, there goes that. Yep, no need to grease this because this is just a clicker for that. So pop that right back on there. That's all it does is that little clicking sound. Reason being is when you're catching a fish, and you hear it going, you just snack it. I'm already gonna pull this line off and put some new ones on there, but there we go. That works. Here it goes, going up and down like it should. Go backwards if I want, or not, which I don't. Loosen that drag up a little bit. So yeah, yeah, it's cheap. It's a Shakespeare Contender 461. Didn't have to spend any time on it. Could have just bought a new reel because this thing's probably about $40 for the rod and reel combo. But I didn't want to, because if you have something and you know how to take it apart and you know how to take care of it, you don't have to buy a new one. So I'm done. Other than that, gonna do some final cleaning up. Hope you enjoyed it. The GoPro is probably about to overheat. And thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.